This is video 1 for Unit 7, Lesson 4. We are going to start factoring trinomials. So let's consider these two binomials and FOIL. Let's FOIL these so then we can kind of see what we're going to be doing with the factoring. So if I FOIL, I get x squared, and then my outer is 5x, the inner is 3x. And then my last, 3 times 5 is 15. And then I get these like terms here. My outer and inner will be like terms, 8x. So I have x squared plus 8x plus 15. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing with the factoring is starting here with this trinomial, and I'm going to factor it to two binomials. So I'm doing FOIL backwards. So if I started with this, and I need to factor it, I'm going to put two parentheses like this. Okay, so to get x squared, I know I have x and x. And then I know that the last two numbers need to multiply to give me 15. And then my outer and inner need to add to give me 8. Okay, so if I think of factors of 15, I think of 5 and 3, and then there's also 1 and 15. But I know it's going to be 5 and 3 because that will help give me the 8. So 5, 3. It's a positive 15, so I either need two positives or two negatives, but since 8 is positive, I need two positives. Okay. All right, so that is what we're going to be doing. G squared plus 7g plus 10. I want to factor that to two binomials. So I know to get g squared, I need g and g. And then I need to have my last two numbers multiply to be positive 10. So 5 and 2, or 1 and 10. And they both are going to be positive or both be negative. When I add my outer and inner together, I want it to equal 7. So I think that's going to be 5 and 2. And I need two positives. Let's check our outer and inner. So the outer is 2g. The inner is 5g. That does give me 7g. Okay, so this is correct. Okay, pause and try the next one. All right, I need two parentheses, x and x. To get 12, to multiply to be 12, I know I'm going to use 3 and 4, 2 and 6, 1 and 12, and I can also switch those, so I could do 4 and 3, 6 and 2, 12 and 1. I have a positive 12, so it's going to be two positives or two negatives. Since my middle number is positive, I know I want two positives, and it looks like I'm going to use 3 and 4. We'll check the outer and inner. So the outer is 4x, the inner is 3x. That does give me 7x. So this is my answer. The signs are not always both positive. So here's 3 more examples where we kind of mix in the different signs. Okay, so for this first one, I have m and m. All right, I need factors of negative 27. So since I need to multiply to get negative 27, I need one positive and one negative. Okay, so I am going to have 9 and 3, negative 9 and 3, 9 and negative 3, 4, 1 and negative 27, negative 1 and 27. Okay, so I think I want to use 9 and 3, but I need a positive 6. So I need the 9 to be positive and the 3 to be negative. Let's check the outer and inner just to be sure. So negative 3m plus 9m, that does give me 6m, positive 6m. Okay, let's look at the next one. Give us a little bit more room. Okay, so x and x, I need to multiply to be a positive 18, so they're both positive, both negative. So I'm thinking 6 and 3, 9 and 2, 1 and 18. All right, well I want 11, so it's probably going to be 9 and 2. But if I do positive 9 and positive 2, that's going to give me positive 11. So I need to do negative 9 and negative 2. If I do negative 9 times negative 2, that still gives me positive 18, what I want. If I do x times negative 2 and negative 9 times x and combine those, I get negative 11x. Let's do this last example. Okay. So p and p will give me p squared. I need factors of 56. And it's negative 56, so 1 positive, 1 negative. So 7, negative 8. Negative 7 and 8. 14 and negative 4. Negative 14 and 4. 28 and negative 2. And negative 28 and 2. And 56, negative 1. Negative 56 and 1. Now you don't have to write all these out if you can figure out what it is. So I always start with the numbers that are closest together. So if I try 7 and 8, let's take a look at what the outer and inner give us. So 8p and 7p. Well, if I add those together, I get 15. But remember, one of them has to be negative. So if I make the 7 negative, then I get 1p. But I actually want negative 1p. So I need to make the 8 negative and the 7 positive. So to do that, I need a negative 8 and a positive 7. So you may have learned this doing like product and sum. And so when the A is 1, so the number out front of the square term is 1, like all of these examples, then you really can just think, okay, multiply to be 56 and add to be negative 1. But we're going to see in the next video, when there's numbers out front, what we have to do. Okay, so do Unit 7, Assignment 5.